Okay, so what is up guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I want to talk to you why an Android fanboy like myself pretty much switched to using iOS devices 10 months ago, and I'm probably never going back to using Android phones as my daily drivers. This might be a difficult video for Android fanboys, so I urge you to please actually watch the video to the end and listen to my points and then decide if you want to go keyboard crazy and leave a very pointless comment. So first thing is going to have to be the convenience of using an iPhone. I am somebody who actually uses Macs for editing my videos and for almost all my work. So when I actually have my phone ringing and maybe I left my phone in the kitchen or something, when my phone is ringing and I have a phone call, my iPad, my MacBook and my Office Mac actually ring at the same time. So I can actually take my phone calls on any device that is closest to me. Same thing applies for text messages and all kinds of messages. All my messages go on all my devices and I can respond to them from the closest device at the time that they actually come in, which is super convenient for me. I know it doesn't sound like much, but think about you being busy in a situation where you can't actually stand up or leave, and then your phone is ringing somewhere in the house and you can't answer the call or you can't reply your messages. It can be very annoying, and that was pretty much my life when I was using Android devices. The second reason is going to have to be updates and how these phones just work a little better. So let's say, for example, I buy a Samsung Galaxy S21. Well, maybe the S21 is not a great device as an example because, you know, Samsung has actually promised 4 years of updates with their new devices. But say I bought a flagship Samsung phone in the past, right? I was using it for a year, everything was fine, the device was working great, I was having a good time. Then the new Android update comes out and I can't get this on my phone because, well, I have to wait for Samsung to pretty much morph that into something that's going to work on their phones, and that could take a year or another 2 years. In fact, in my experience, some older flagship Samsung phones still don't have the latest Android updates, and that's about the norm with Android devices. And these phones slow down over time, and you know, it gets really annoying because your friends get the latest features for a phone that they pretty much paid the exact same amount that you paid a year ago for your phone, but it feels like you're being left behind and you're left out. On an iPhone, the same day that I get the update for iOS 14.3 on my 12 Pro Max is the same day somebody who's using a 7 Plus is going to get the update. And we can both use the widgets and we can both do everything that the new iOS offers. You know, our Shazam is now installed into our software and we don't actually have to download a separate app, and so on and so on and so on. Just the convenience and knowing that the company actually takes care of you and actually updates your phones instantly at the same time together is a huge selling point. As much as you might not want to believe that, it's actually really convenient. Another thing that I want to talk about when it comes to convenience is going to have to be AirDrop, and you don't realize how important this is until you don't have access to it anymore. You're working on your computer, you see a quick photo or a quick video that's really funny, you want to just throw that onto your phone or your iPad and continue on mobile, just leaving your office and watching that or something. You can very easily AirDrop that to yourself and boom, that's done. You're typing something quickly, you want to AirDrop it and continue typing it on your iPad, you can very easily do that. But when you're actually using Android phones, the only solution for you to move stuff around between your Android phone and your MacBook is going to have to be Bluetooth. And Bluetooth, as you probably know, is quite slow and quite inconvenient to use, and it's honestly not the most ideal. The only other solution would be to actually use cables. Connect the cable to your computer and then transfer your data, and that's just too much stress, honestly, and it's just not worth the amount of stress that it puts me through. These few things might seem like inconceivable reasons why somebody might decide to completely switch away from Android to iOS, but I promise you, these are the foundations of why I have decided to completely only use iOS devices in my personal workspace and my personal life. Now, I'm not taking a knock at Android devices. I know Samsung is doing great things. I know Huawei is doing great things. I know Xiaomi is doing great things. And I know they're making fantastic phones. I just don't think those phones are going to be for me anymore. Personally, I think the only brand that could actually do something right now, bring out the phone that would make me want to not use iOS devices anymore, is probably just going to be BlackBerry. And as you know, the way it's going right now, we don't really know what those guys are doing with their updates on their new 5G phone and what's supposed to be coming. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this has explained to you why an Android fanboy like myself can actually decide to switch over to iOS and not want to go back to Android. It's just more convenient, more dependable, and my phone doesn't slow down and get annoying after I almost fill up the space in my phone and stuff like that. just doesn't work for me anymore. Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I will see you on another video that was shot by Kagan. Peace. The Khan of Gods!